All right. So today is
Giving.
giving, and it has been a joyful day. It's always a good thing when you can give and you have the ability to be able to give.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. But today we are going to be, we're going to interview one of our favorite charitable organizations. So I'll let you
Yes. I'm
go
I'm
ahead.
just very glad, of course, to be ending our Giving Tuesday. And before I go any further, of course, it'd be great to introduce who I am, Angela Scott with Scott and Associates Accounting Firm.
And
With
I am Jeremiah Scott, the other half.
And with Giving Tuesdays, we just thought it'd be great to partner with phenomenal nonprofit organizations doing great things within their community. And so, to end that today, we have the honor of having what we want to call this a virtual thon
Yes, yes.
for Builders of the Highway Foundation. Unlike some of the other charities that we did highlight and gave donations to earlier today, Builders of the Highway is located in multiple states, cities, and municipalities. So, just a great, phenomenal organization doing wonderful things. And we have some individuals with us today that are
Our members,
volunteers.
well,
Yeah,
members and
volunteers
volunteers
of the
of Builders
organization.
of the Highway Foundation.
But at this point, I want to, of course, introduce Tama Israel, who is the director to Builders of the Highway Foundation. Hello, Tama.
Greetings. I am going to be here with you all.
Oh, wonderful. There's all the wonderful
There we
people we're
go. There
speaking
we
of.
go.
So, Tama, can you briefly just tell us or give us some background and insight to who Builders of the Highway Foundation, who you are, who the organization is, and what it is that you do?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for doing this. First of all, we cannot do this excellent work without having amazing partners like yourself and people just like you that are promoting and are sharing the good news of the works of many organizations. So I just want to thank you both for holding this space for us. And as
You're
shared,
Yes,
welcome.
ma'am.
Indeed.
I'm Tamaya Israel, the Executive Director of Builders of the Highway Foundation. We are a nonprofit organization, and we're basically a collective of families across the country working to shift change in our communities. We do this by promoting ethics, we do this by promoting morality, but also providing much needed services that enhance quality of life. So I'm excited to be sharing more about Builders of the Highway Foundation in this platform because too often we've been working in the background and not really like in the forefront. We're called what we say in the trenches doing the work in communities. So it's exciting to have the space to really lift out what Builders has been about.
Indeed. So I know you have some individuals on the line with us today, and by all means, would you do the pleasure of kind of introducing some of these individuals?
Absolutely. So I want to start with Sister Lisa Howell, who is one of the founding members of Builders on the Highway Foundation. She is in the Miami area, and I just want you to come on the line and share with the family all of the wonderful things that you're doing in the Miami area to help build communities.
Yes, of course. I am so excited to be a part of Builders of the Highway Foundation, and we're doing a lot of things here in Miami. We actually started many years ago before COVID. We wanted to do something to give back to our community, and we spoke with a community activist here in our community, and she said, "Why don't y'all just reach out to the singers because the music programs for our youth is being ran a lot here in our community. So that's where we stuck to, and that's what we had been doing. So we linked up with another nonprofit that was able to help us and get us into a lot of the senior facilities, and we played music for an hour, and it was just so delightful just to see our seniors, bringing them back to life, with music and getting up and dancing, and it just was a joy to us to see that. So the program actually stopped during the COVID time, and we wanted to start it back. We wanted to start it back up about a year ago. So we're doing the footwork ourselves. We didn't link up to no other nonprofits, but we linked up. We called a few of our not senior facilities that we did service, and one of the senior facilities was so happy to hear that we were back doing this great endeavor again. So they were able to give us all the senior facilities that's ran by Miami-Dade County, that's ran by Miami-Dade County, and she gave us 4 centers, and we was able to get into all 4 of those centers with no problem. Now, what was so amazing is that we service other nationalities, like the Spanish culture. Now, the Spanish culture, when they saw us and we came into their facility, we didn't know how they was going to accept us, because mostly all of that that center, they spoke Spanish. So the director, what she did was, she as we spoke and she introduced who we were, she was just relating it back into Spanish, and that was a great thing. But from that point, we became their family. That's one of our top senior facilities right now. And every time we walk in that door, they give us a warm welcome. They make us feel so good and so at home when we walk into that particular facility. But we also had an opportunity to work in uh, another thing in our community, where we work with our youth through the Neo Jazz School, which we partnered with Neo Jazz School New Orleans. So now we have the Neo Jazz School here in Miami also. And we have been working really diligently with that program also. We actually, like I said, we actually started in the summer program, and I feel we did a really good job with that program, but that program ended. So we're looking in the upcoming year to get more into the youth programs, the aftercare programs, or either start our own program and run it our own office. So this is some of the things that we're doing, and we also do the community fellowships. The community fellowships turn out really great for us. We have people that come out and commune with us, and we talk and eat and play games. That's another thing that we are doing also here in Miami. So that's basically the 3 things that we are doing. But up in the upcoming year, we're going to be looking to do a lot more things here in our community. And one more thing I want to say, we also teamed up with a very big organization here in Miami. It's called Give Miami Day, and it was ran by the Miami Foundation, which is a very huge nonprofit here in Miami. And during Give Miami Day, it was over 1,200 nonprofits that registered there. And it was like, when we entered into that room, it was so great. I mean, the room was filled with so much energy, and everybody was there for the same reason, to raise money. And that's why we here today. We want to raise some money.
Uh,
So that's basically, yeah, that's basically it.
I hear you, sis. I mean, when we're talking about doing charitable things such as what you guys are doing, and I can hear the passion in your voice and the excitement behind doing that. Oftentimes, people think that we have money to actually do these things, but when that's a part of what that's a part of your passion, you begin to do it. not even thinking you need money until you find out, like, hey,
Yeah.
how can we get the support that we need to keep these works going? And that's, like you said, that's why we're here today, to try to to put the word out there what we're doing. I mean, from the videos that we have, people can see the things that we have done and the things that we're doing, but I want people to know who we are, who you are, so they can hear the passion and the excitement in your voice. I mean, that just it means so much when it comes to contributing anything.
And also just get good insight into all that it is that you do, because the Builders of the Highway Foundation is almost like a collective of different services being offered to the community. Now, I did hear Neo Jazz School of Music, and apparently there's a Miami and a New Orleans location. Can someone share what exactly is Neo Jazz School of Music?
Dr. Lou. Dr. Lou, you want to share?
Well, about 2004, I was dealing with teaching music at various places like the Alabama School of Fine Arts and Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame, but those programs were very limited in scope, and so children needed more of an outlet to express themselves as well as to learn how to be professional. And so I had a few students at different places, so I consolidated them all and started my own school. Myself and Sister Tamar here, we started the Neo Jazz School of Music, and we began to teach the children every aspect of music, not just how to play music. That was one aspect, but also how to perform together in an ensemble, and how to monetize yourself. So we took them from not being a musician to being able to be a professional and make money. And the program was so successful because children really, when you put them in an environment, learning environment like that, they take off. And it was evident in the bookings that the band, the Neo Jazz School of Music had a band called the Neo Jazz Collective, and it became one of the most popular bands in Birmingham before we moved the school to New Orleans. And the school gained popularity by doing different performances in South Florida, like Miami, that it was just a no-brainer, as we had the nonprofit to branch out and start another branch of the Neo Jazz School of Music in Miami. We had such great musicians and programs down in Miami with Sister Howell and Brother Levon, who is the musical director of Miami. And he's one of the ones who perform all the time at the senior places and various events. Excellent musician, so it was just a no-brainer to branch out and have two branches. And we hear one may be coming to Orlando soon.
Uh-oh.
So we play our cards right. And so that's pretty much, we are dedicated to education, but not only just the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic, but the culture, the arts, and that those things really capture the imagination of the youth and enable them to excel in math and science and all other fields because they're able to express their creativity. And so that's why when they were cutting all of the arts programs, we just had to start a school that dedicated to the arts, and that's what Neo Jazz School of Music is.
That is absolutely
No, that's awesome. That's why I like Builders of the Highway Foundation. That's why that's my favorite charitable organization, because there's so many different things that Builders of the Highway Foundation does that touches on everything in our community when it deals with our youth, And to Dr. Lou's point, I done heard some of these students, that have been in his school and where they are right now. I done heard them. I mean, they're phenomenal when it comes to. So, no, that's beautiful, beautiful. Go ahead.
One thing I want to bring into the conversation is that, because Builders of the Highway Foundation is a collective of families, like you pointed out, sis, that it really is the people of the community that are driving what these efforts are for. So we saw a need to support children in New Orleans. We saw a need to support our aging community in Miami. And there's so much more that's been happening across this nation. So I want to, just, I know we're going to bring our other presenter into the space with having these centers, having this foundation has done, has allowed us the opportunity to create education centers and spaces and communities. So I just want to bring into the conversation Brother Samuel, who is also a director and a member of Builders of the Highway Foundation.
And also runs the youth program in Orlando.
And one of the inspirations around the education centers is because we had an education center in Orlando first. So just want to bring that energy into the space, and we replicated that model across the nation.
Absolutely.
Brother Sam, you like that?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Well, sure. And it's been a lot that's been said. It's like almost made me want to take a trip after listening in there to go to Miami and jump on a plane and go to New Orleans to pick up on some of what's going on. But you're like here in Orlando, one of the wonderful things about Builders of the Highway is that the way it's structured it has an umbrella, and there's just so much that can fall underneath it. And part of that, like here, for example, we have an organization called Men of Purpose who works under the umbrella of Builders of the Highway Foundation. And it works with the youth. And we like to use that term when we say youth. I think it's from 5 to 35.
Yes, sir.
And depending in some cases, that can be 55. Inspiring the youth, giving them some direction and challenge, like direction to move through some of the challenges that they deal with coming up through their adolescence, growing into being adulthood and manhood, and ways to be able to, better manage their life. Like I know recently we were and have been dealing with the trades, for example, specifically like trade and technical education, because we have a lot of our youth, and we push higher education because some of the youth that have been through Men of Purpose have, graduated high school, went on to college. But what we was stressed was that there is a lot of trades that have, for example, just to give you an idea, elevator technicians make about $96,000 a year. If you're an elevator technician, you have auto mechanics that make from $80,000 to $200,000, depending on the vehicles that they work. And you even have young ladies now that can do auto mechanics because a lot of it is being done with laptops. And it's like there's very good opportunity to teach them, because the first wealth is your health. But in order to build wealth, you have to have an income and a way of attaining it. And Builders of the Highway kind of has that opportunity to where it can reach out in a lot of different areas that people just are not aware of, and making the youth aware of opportunities that they have. And in many cases, with apprenticeship programs or trades, they can actually go to work immediately and start making a really decent income, so that not only can they support their family, but then they can move that to entrepreneurship, having their own business, or getting a position that they could stick with and carry them through their life. But Builders of the Highway kind of is structured where it can reach out in a lot of different ways. And that's just one of the ways that we tapped here in Orlando.
Yes, sir. Indeed. And just to add to that, oftentimes when we, and I'm one of the members of Men of Purpose, also in collection with Builders of the Highway Foundation. And we oftentimes, when we are doing certain things in the community, we try to highlight the fact that people can contribute to what we're doing and get a tax and it's tax deductible.
Yes.
So that's one of the things we shoot for. And to the listening audience, man, it's like it's so many things that our youth and our seniors need in the community.
Mhm.
And for those of us that are passionate about doing a lot of these things, we just put the funds together and get it done. But there's so much that you can help by contributing to Builders of the Highway Foundation when it comes to our youth. Samuel spoke on the trades. We just had the trade show. And one of the things that our youth normally would get caught up in is, how can I get quick wealth, right? And when they're looking at that, a lot of times it's the streets, selling drugs. And then the other,
Something likely not legal.
yeah, well, that's what I'm going to say. And the other process is, I'm going to be a football player. That's like hitting a lotto. I'm going to be a basketball player. Everybody ain't going to make it playing football or basketball. So when it comes to trades, this is a way to legalize your success and wealth at the same time. So these are some of the things that we try to focus in on as Builders of the Highway Foundation, but we're doing it from different locations, and we're focusing on things that matters to our community, to our youth, and to everybody that's within the community. So I just want to
and I just want to share.
Oh,
We did it was our first annual trade show that we set up, and it had a wonderful turnout in the community with young and old people were there. There was, there were food vendors there. There was things like drinks, Italian ice. There was bounce houses, and a myriad of trades that people could talk to, as well as getting opportunities. And we did that with MOP just from local funds within the organization. But we could have made it and we reached a lot of people, but we could have reached so many more people with additional funding. And you'd be surprised at how much money goes and how many more people you can reach just by having those additional resources.
Indeed.
Absolutely. And I wanted to just chime in briefly to highlight an important fact that your organization is a 501c3, which makes all donations tax deductible. So for those that are listening, if you need a good write-off, or if your organization is still looking for who they can support and donate funds to, we have a lot of the great causes and the mentorships and the music and just the trade shows and things of that nature. Go to the website, make your donation, and get your tax deduction.
Yes, indeed.
Be prepared for that.
And I like to challenge all the corporations. You always need some worthy nonprofit to get rid of some of those funds at the end of the year, so you don't have those big tax.
Right.
So Builders of the Highway Foundation.
Indeed.
Versus Internal Revenue Service.
Yeah, those dollars, it makes more sense to donate it, especially when you can see what it does in your community.
Yes.
Rather than sending it to Uncle Sam, put it in your own community.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes, or put it in a collective of community.
Right.
Yes, even better.
I would like to let y'all listen to one of the students that we're working with now. Is that possible?
Can we hear him?
Yes.
Go for
it. Give me 1 minute. Okay. I'm gonna come off the screen for a minute. I'm going into the studio.
Okay. All right.
And while she's doing this, I want to highlight one thing. This Giving Tuesday, as a matter of fact, Give Miami Day was the launch of our year-end fundraising appeal. So we are currently in a year-end fundraising campaign. So listen to what you will be supporting, what your donations will support.
Indeed.
And I think that's great. That is great. Sharing what you all are doing and working with the youth. What a gift. Showcasing some talent.
All right. So to the listening and viewing audience, they're gonna share with us right now. One of the students that's from Neil Jazz School of Music, Miami, right?
Yes, Neil Jazz School of Miami. We have
Okay.
Ariella here and our director, Levon Israel, and we would like to share some things that she's learning.
All right.
All right, Ariella, what you say from the beginning? E flat. So as you can see, she's learning it. She's this is something that we're in a process.
That's
This is
awesome.
something that we're in the process of learning. It's a classical composition called entitled Presto. And so that's one of the songs that she's working on. We not only work on jazz, we also work on classical things as well too. Uh, Ariella knows quite a plethora of songs. However, we just this is the one we were on right now. We're learning this. So that's where we are at with this particular song.
Sounds great.
No, it sounds good. Yeah.
All
And
right. Well,
question for you, brother.
yes,
How
sir.
much money are you getting paid
Yes.
to do that?
Well, our donations help out very much
Yes, sir.
at Neil Jazz School of Music. It that's where we get our funding from.
That's right. And that's
So
why it's important.
we
But
say help us help you.
that's right.
He's been modest. He's a volunteer just like we all are.
Right.
We've been volunteering for years to do this work. We just appreciate all the donations that help us do this work, to lighten the load and materials and equipment
Yes,
and
sir.
things of
It
that
makes
nature.
us
We do
legal.
this out of the kindness of our hearts. And that
Right.
brother right there is a very special brother and very talented instructor. And we can see from the product that we just heard. That was great.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And speaking of donations, that gives the perfect segue
Yes.
before we wrap up to a donation that we would like to make on behalf of Scott and Associates accounting firm. We would like to donate $500 as we're putting our for all the great things that you all are doing. So
Can
there,
y'all see
there
me?
you go.
You cannot see me, but you should be able
But
to
you
see
see
the check.
the check.
Ah,
Applause,
And
applause.
we
Ooh, and I
hope
love
that
big checks.
we can put another number, another zero behind that in the future.
Yes, yes.
We really do appreciate the works that are going on throughout the country, from city to city, that we're doing, and for the listening audience, this is one of the reasons why it's important to donate to this organization, because it's just so much that's going on and so much
Yeah.
passion behind it, that drives each individual to do what they're doing. So by all means, go to Both Foundation, put that back up, sis. Both Go to bothfoundation.org and donate today. You know, if you was considering donating to someone and you haven't made up your mind, I hope you can see the sincerity and you know, from just us speaking,
Yeah.
you know, in our eyes, you know, that you'll be able to go to the website and contribute to what we're doing, you know, and by all means is
No donation is too small.
that's right.
No
No
donation.
donation is too big.
That's right. On the same page. No donation is too big.
Thank you in advance.
And before we get ready to close out, is there any last words?
Yeah, I just want to really appreciate all those who have been contributing to this effort over the years. These are just a few of the families that has been a part of the success of Builders of the Highway Foundation. We are backed by a nation of families who believe in love, justice, peace, and truth, and realize that all communities deserve to have a quality of life. So we just really want to lift up all those folks who are dedicated to that work. And just want to appreciate everyone who is willing to join in on this. We will be doing this fundraising campaign until the end of the year, but we have programming that we're offering all year round and excited to really come out with more and more. So just want to appreciate all those folks who are standing up for this good work.
And save that website. You can donate year round. We have year round program. We have needs year round. And so anything you can do would be greatly appreciated. And in this holiday season, you know, it's a season of giving, and no better time to do it than now to help out with all of the little children that we help. We have a couple running around that keep wanting to come in the office. Grandchildren that our students in Neo Jazz, they just had to practice. And so,
Yes, I think contributing to this nonprofit, this is definitely the gift that will keep on giving. I think a lot of the times when people think about gift giving, they think about the phones and the toys. How about giving something that can contribute, you know, for a lifetime?
Right.
Especially with our
lives,
life-changing effort.
Right.
Absolutely.
And to your point, you know, we say Giving Tuesday. No, you can give all year round.
Yes, that's right.
Don't limit this to Tuesday. It's a jump off.
Yes.
So if you don't have it today, guess what? If you got it tomorrow, we'll take it tomorrow too.
And you can make it to the 31st and you still get to write it off next year.
Right.
Oh, all right.
One other point I wanted to make is that we were talking about how our children, you know, especially in lower income neighborhoods, have a few options to elevate themselves to just, you know, into regular society. And so they choose such things as, you know, basketball or football, things like that. These are what they used to call pipe dreams, because out of all of the millions of children, only 12 or 13 is chosen each season. And so that's not a viable plan of elevating yourself. But now with music and the arts, every one of the musicians that has come through the music school have made money in their career. Some of them have been won Grammys and some of them have been nominated for Grammys because they took it all the way. But every student are able to monetize themselves. We have some students that became teachers and they're teaching students and they're making money that way. And so when you give the gift that helps us to continue these programs, you're really helping a lot of different young people to focus their minds on their creativity and make something out of themselves positive, as opposed to being a burden on society.
Right.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Yes. Another thing, we have to keep these music programs in our community. Like you were saying, a lot of families that can't afford private lessons, your donations help us to help those families out. And that's what we want to do. We're not all about the money. We're all about saving our children.
Yes.
Look at the music that is being played now. We want to give them good music and to teach them good music and how to recognize good music.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Absolutely.
And Samuel, I can give you the last word.
Oh, it's wonderful. I'm hearing, with Builders of the Highway giving opportunity to actually support the youth, to support like the Keeps Giving, you supporting youth, and then even supporting them from senior citizens and everything from the beginning to the end. And since this is the traditional giving season, by all means, give something that's going to be valuable that will actually give back.
Indeed. All right. Well, I thank everyone for coming on to the call. Like I said, y'all, my favorite charitable organization. I'm happy. I'm thrilled. I feel privileged to have each and every one of you on the call today. And and I just hope the audience and those that are listening in or viewing can see the passion in our hearts, and just to be able to go out and just contribute, go to our website just to be able to contribute to what's happening, what we're doing, and allow for us to do greater works. That's most important. All right. So any last thing?
I will end it with that. I'll just say, with Scott and Associates, we turn 18 years old in 2025 next year. And it's the support of many of our clients and those that support us locally that have allowed us to be in a position that we could give back to other organizations doing phenomenal things in the community. And, hey, as we get bigger, we'll give bigger.
Right.
Correct.
So again, appreciate everyone. And that concludes our program for
All
today.
right. Happy Giving Tuesday.
Yes.
Happy Giving
Get out there,
Tuesday. Give.
Let's keep it going.
Donate. That's right.
Donate.
Go.
Enjoy the Tuesday.